Hello, YouTube viewers and PlayStation Network members and people of the nostalgic era of 1980s and 1990s. John 11 High here once again, and I'm going to continue where I left off. Channel 5, like I said, before, had DuckTales during the weekdays, and they also had The Real Ghostbusters. They also had Eat the Cat on the weekends, sometimes on the weekdays, and stuff like that. Bobby's World. Oh, I forgot to mention my last also, Wish Kid was on NBC, but that didn't do so good. It was like a Macaulay Culkin cartoon, and stuff like that. Forgot to mention that before. But there's on Channel 5 during the weekday block and weekend. There's also a TV show that had Tone as like a teddy bear. And there was also there was a show that Fox 5 did show, I believe, on Sundays. Oh, and on Channel 5 they also did have some kind of cartoons on in the mornings and sometimes on Sundays. There was Danger Mouse. Let's see. There's this cartoon show with a puppet. It was like I think it was Cool Cat or something. It was with a K. It was this, it looked like a junkyard type cat, all scruffy looking, and that was on Sundays from what I remember. That was on Channel 5, Fox 5, during the weekday. Not the weekday, the weekend, like Sunday. On Channel 7, ABC 7. They had The Real Ghostbusters, Disney's The Wuzzles. If you don't know what Disney's The Wuzzles is, it's a mixture of different animals and stuff like that. Like Rhinoki is half rhino and half monkey, so Rhinoki. Bumblelion, half bumblebee and half lion and such. And just look that up here on YouTube. You'll find episodes of that somewhere on YouTube about that. There was also, what else? What other cartoons do I remember that was on? Well, there was the ABC Weekend Special, where they basically, and the kind of tell you, that was more educational because, it was like a cartoony thing, but, it got some kids to like really find out more about the story, behind the book, because they showed a lot of in other words, ABC Weekend Special was a little bit like CBS Story Break and stuff. But there was also other cartoons. DuckTales came on a Saturday once in a while on ABC 7. There was also it was a claymated cartoon series called Mr. Boogie or something. It was like a green little monster and stuff like that. I don't know if it was, you see, I can't remember exactly all the Some of it I can remember. There was Pepper Ann. Let's see, what else was there? I'm trying to think, as much as I can with some of the nostalgic stuff. It's just like my head. I'm tired this morning. It's around almost 11 in the morning. I think, I'm not mistaken, they also had Doug on, there was also Disney's Recess, which of course later on during the weekday on Channel 9, they aired that on Channel 9 during the weekdays in the mornings. You never saw a cartoon in the afternoon on Channel 9. The only stations that you'd see cartoons during the weekdays are 11, 5, and that was pretty much it. But Channel 7 had there was I already said The Real Ghostbusters. There was also a computer-generated cartoon called Reboot. Where every couple of you had these these characters that were you would hear a voice say incoming game. There was like a giant cube, and wherever the cube landed, it would turn the whole entire spot into like a video game, and it had, I believe, a couple of so, you know, just look that up. Reboot, the cartoon, not the having to do with the computer, but it is computer generated. On UPN 9, before it became UPN 9, it was My 9 and so forth. They did show stuff on Sundays, cartoon shows like SWAT Cats, Two Stupid Dogs. There was also a TV show. Yeah, there was also a television show that had to do with monsters or something. It was a little bit like Monster Squad, but without the kids. And it was on Channel 9 on the weekend, like on a Sunday, because UPN basically showed that stuff on Sundays. They also showed Amazing Spider-Man was another cartoon show. The Amazing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends was on Channel 4. And of course there was a cartoon. There was a cartoon block sometimes on NBC4 on Sundays, which had Hanna-Barbera cartoons like from Johnny Quest to Paw Paw Bears, Yogi Bear, something like it was like a bunch of Hanna-Barbera characters on this arc thing, and they would go solving mysteries, trying to like find certain objects or whatever. Look that up. What else? Sometimes they did have the original X-Men. You know, X-Men. You know, that X-Men, the 1980s. Some people mistake it for the 90s version, which... Oh, and also Fox 5 also had Batman the Animated Series, X-Men the Animated Series, which is... And then, of course, they showed Batman the Animated Series on Channel 11, which was on the weekends too, along with Superman the Animated Series. But back to UPN. UPN had a couple of during the weekday. There was like a Digimon cartoon series. That's another cartoon that was on Channel 5 too, Digimon. Let's see what else. There was because some cartoon shows you were able to see during the weekdays and on the weekends too. Every time, like the weekdays on Channel 9, they had this TV show, which another thing they also had on ABC. It was Game Pro. If you don't know what Game Pro is, well, here's a little bit of the nostalgic history. Game Pro was a gaming magazine which gave you tricks and tips on video games, which now, since everybody gets their information online, like for a game that they played, the gaming magazine industry pretty much died. The only game magazine that's still alive, but it's like boring as hell, is Gamer Informer. I mean, I always get the chance to like get a subscription to it, but it's not like the old Gamer Informer I grew up knowing, where it had codes for Game Genie and Game Shark and all that other stuff. UPN 9 had this had this show that that had to do with tricks and tips on video games, and of course, in the middle of the show, they had like a little cartoon and stuff like that, which had like a couple of characters from some video games, like I think the police officer from from Narc, because there was like the character, there was also Bigfoot, which talked, which I found that was like a little awkward. I think that was that show that came on in the mornings on Channel 9, I think like 6:30 in the morning. It was called Video Power. If you don't know what it is, look it up on I think the website's IMBD or something like, or IMDB or something like that. But check that website. I'll probably post it down below so you can basically find out more about Video Power. There was also Tom and Jerry. I grew up watching Tom and Jerry. They showed it on Channel 9 in the mornings, I think around 6:30. It was like an hour or 30 minutes of Tom and Jerry cartoons. And of course, Channel 11 had Tom and Jerry cartoons also. God, there was like so many cartoons. There was Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which they showed on numerous amount of channels. Because, you know, Cookie Jar, which was on Channel 2, they showed it on Channel 2. And they showed it on Channel 9, Channel 7 once in a while. Channel 11. Channel 11 basically had another which was also showing Hanna-Barbera cartoons like Fantastic Max. Yeah, there was the Dream Patrol. I think that's the name of that cartoon I'm thinking of. Yeah, they had like a bunch of little kids that were like Dream Patrollers, along with a talking dog that that was able to talk in the dream world and stuff. And let's see, what else do I remember? I'm gonna have to cut this video short, so this is gonna be like a 3-parter. I'm gonna end it right here. So until next time, YouTube viewers and PlayStation Network members and people of the nostalgic era of 1980s and 1990s, this is John 11 Hot saying peace out, and let's not forget our nostalgic years. Peace out.